of the states and union territories to implement those kind of things as per their local conditions. But these are the amendments in Town Planning Act. Then identification natural hazard prone areas, regulations for land use zoning, development control regulations, amendment in bylaws, and then this was the volume 1 proposed for basically nagar nigams, municipal corporations. Then amendment in bylaws and zoning regulations and development controls of these definitions of building, natural hazards, quality audit, quality control, retrofitting, compliance, geotechnical engineer, like this. So, second presentation, please. Based on these recommendations, in fact, MHA asked BMTPC, Building Material and Technology Promotion Council, to conduct one-day workshop in the states, all the states and union territories. I was one of the resource person, and we went to number of states to conduct this kind of workshop. And in Himachal Pradesh also, it was conducted in 2005, then 2007, and again I was in fact invited by Shri Rana sir to interact one by one with the chief town planner and his team, and then we really formulated the recommendations. And what all those recommendations are like this, I'll just explain one. That is the definitions. These definitions should be there in that. Second, when we prepare regional plan or master plan or development plan, then the indication hazard, natural hazardness of the area. We don't define before preparation of master plans. We don't define really the hazard prone areas, and then typically use the regulations for land use only for natural hazard prone areas. How it is done? Say for section 3, subsection, add the following words after the word plan. So the modified section would be read as to prepare a regional plan taking in view the regulations for land use zoning. So this is how things are done, and we suggested this, and the aspect sir has given to me was to review the Town Planning Act of Himachal Pradesh and the bylaws, the rules. Dr. Randhawa sent me the Town Planning Act of 1977 and the rules, and I studied that, and I found that in the Town Planning Act of Himachal Pradesh 1977, all those recommendations have been incorporated, which were suggested by the committee headed by Shri Rana. And I must congratulate Shri Rana sir and his team, because this is very, very difficult task to get the clearance from cabinet and get the modification done in the act. It's very, very difficult. So I congratulate Shri Rana sir. Then the second aspect which was given to me was to review town planning rules of 2022, I suppose. So in this case, the provision of soil investigation and structural stability has been made. That's a good point. And in under section, I think 22. But in rule 27, no, rule 17, in rule 17, it says the registration and qualification and competency of private professionals. This rule is lacking in teeth, because they say that is A, category A and that A spells about architect, engineer and town planner. So all competencies have been given, similar competencies have been given to architect, engineer and town planner. That should not be the case. Because the qualifications and education is different, the competencies should be different. This report of Dr. Arya spells out very clearly what should be the competency of each individual, the recommendations. Then, last evening, Sri Rama sir gave me the review of building bylaws. Modern building bylaws have been prepared in draft, and that is for all ULBs in the Himachal. It's a bulky document of 241 pages, but I could only see about 10 pages or so, and that is one good thing, that licensed technical persons have been defined, and it means a qualified architect, engineer, site, civil engineer, geotechnical engineer, geotechnical agency, structural engineer, construction management agency, quality auditor, quality audit agency, developer, builder, contractor, structural design, panel review, town planner, etc. So all those professionals have been covered, and this is a very vast now definition. And you see, site civil engineer is the most important person in the whole arena, because whatever architect proposes, whatever structural design is given, how do we ensure that it is being implemented at the site? It is the person, site civil engineer, who is responsible to coordinate the design of architect and structural design, everything, and even now he has to ensure the quality. What is the quality of water? Not only of concrete, most important aspect is quality of water. If you are using brackish water, the deterioration of concrete is very fast. In Saudi Arabia, the life of building is only 30 years because of the water quality of water. That's why they have abandoned the use of concrete. Now they are using different material. So, the last is the compliance. Oh. Please go back. Yeah, there are three issues basically. To ensure the legal provisions are made in town planning legislation that has been taken care. There is some additional provision for safety in the development control regulations. This has again been defined in the volume 1, and BIS codes for general construction safety, earthquake protection, protection of landslide hazard, cyclone wind, protection and fire safety. These need to be included in our bylaws. Very specific. Then issue 3 is again most important, that because the authority responsible for giving approval, he may be architect, he may be town planner, he may be engineer, he may be even administrator. Because the powers are delegated to any person. So, but he is not competent to assess. That's why certain structural design basis report and everything has been given. He has to comply, he has to see that all certificates for soil, the structural offense should be there. Otherwise, nobody would follow what is happening in the situation. So, this is another SDPR, structural design basis report has been given by Dr. Arya, and this is to be submitted prior to the sanction of plan. That is simply perform a fact synthesis that having taken into account the codal provisions 1, 2, 3, 4, soil investigation, everything is there. You have to say yes or no. That will be part of the approval and of the record. Then second, third is to be submitted prior to the commencement of construction. These all detailed calculation, detailed working drawings, including bargaining schedule, prepared by the structural engineer and record in a record form. This should be the basis and this should form part of the record. Otherwise, when the building falls, damaged or something like that, there is not many queries or inquiries, and this helps the technocrats.